Some good news here. The last day of 2018. Well, even though we're starting off with a dense fog advisory, we have scattered showers. It's kind of a gray, gloomy start. Take a look at your hour-by-hour forecast, and I extended this through 9 p.m. and midnight this evening, so you can see how clouds will continue to break. Lots of sunshine here for the last day of 2018, and then to bring in the new year. It's going to be chilly. Temperatures will be in the 40s, but it will be dry. So if you're hosting maybe that party, you don't have to worry about the rain tonight. You do have to worry about the rain right now. Scattered showers across the area, making for a slick, messy commute. And dense fog advisory dropping our visibilities down to about 2 miles at Hobby Airport, 8 from Tomball to Conroe. So not terrible, but just keep that in mind as you're commuting. And 40s this morning across the board, but hopefully Steph will keep it nice and easy for the last day of 2018.
Yeah, hopefully it seems to be the case right now. Usually with weather like this, we'll see a lot of spin outs or maybe even some jackknife rigs. We are not seeing anything like that. I do want to show you a live look at the Pierce Elevated with our Houston TransStar camera. This is your southbound side of 45, so keeping it nice and safe out there. And it looks like a lot of people hitting the road early so they can leave work early and then go enjoy the festivities later today. East side of 290, we do have a little hiccup here, and you will see this activity at Pinemont. That's a stall. We're waiting on a tow there, and then a neighboring crash still in effect, and that's going to be that one I've been telling you about on the West Loop, southbound lanes. Ladies.
Thank you, Steph.
Janelle, 4 continues the rush block for us. The San Jacinto River, out of its banks over the weekend along the East Fork.
Janelle, the water blocked the road this weekend. What does it look like now?
Well, let's start with the good news, guys. The good news is that the river did crest already, so those water levels are starting to go down. The not so good news is that it's still going to take a little while for some of that flooding to completely get out of the way. I know it's a bit dark out here, but I do want to show you what some of these neighborhoods look like. We're right off of FM 1485 near the East Fork of the river. And you can see down there, if you take a look, you see that car, you can see just how high kind of that water has risen up in that area. If you get further back, it gets deeper and deeper. Just a second ago, we did speak to a guy who lives over here. He says it's like this every time there's heavy rain. So he says he's used to it, and most of the folks that live over here are used to it too, but still not what you want to see. So let me put some things into perspective for you. Data from the National Weather Center says flood stage for the San Jacinto River is at 58 feet. Yesterday, it was a little over 65 feet. Check this morning. It's over 60 feet now. So again, as I said, the water, it is receding. That's the good news. Not so good news. It probably won't completely be cleared up until this Friday. Sending it back to you guys in the studio.
Janelle, thank you. A suspected drunk driver arrested after a wreck that caused a serious mess in Northwest Houston, I should say. Investigators say that driver crossed into oncoming traffic, slammed into another car on Mangum at Lamont. Somehow, only minor injuries in that crash. A fire ripped through the roof of a home in Northwest Harris County last night, but the 3 people who were inside, they were able to get out. Cypress Creek and Little York fire departments got the flames under control. They think the fire started in the attic, but the cause is still under investigation.
Your rush block continues with the day's other big stories, starting with the search for a man who shot and killed a 7-year-old girl in Northeast Harris County. The girl was killed Sunday morning while riding with her family. Police say a man in a red pickup truck pulled up to the family's car and started shooting.
I urge you, whoever did this, you know who you are. Please turn yourself in now.
The girl's mother was also shot but is expected to be okay. A man is in custody after police say he was heading to church with a loaded gun. Tony Albert from the Houston area was arrested in Seguin. He told officers he was, quote, fulfilling a prophecy.
He could have, still carried out a shooting, or he was capable of doing that since he had a loaded handgun.
Someone spotted him and called police. His mother says he served in the Marine Corps and suffers from PTSD. A 22-year-old intern at a North Carolina wildlife conservatory was killed Sunday after a lion escaped its enclosure. It happened while that space was being cleaned. Workers were unable to tranquilize the lion. Deputies say they had to fatally shoot the animal to retrieve the employee's body. 10 days into the partial federal government shutdown and still no progress. Both sides are arguing over funding for a border wall.
Our negotiations are at an impasse at the moment.
Republicans say they'll only take up a bill with the president's support. And no excuse to drive drunk. Metro is offering free rides starting at 6 p.m. tonight, all the way until 6 in the morning New Year's Day. That goes for buses, the light rail, and Metro Lift. And that is your Rush Block. Let us know what's happening in your world. Just tweet us using the hashtag HTownRush.